and I'm excited to be here, guys. Thank you so much for having me. The first thing I definitely want to start off with is, number one, I know this is not on subject, but I'm so proud of my husband. I just want to give him a shout out for getting that golden key yesterday. So I say that because we've actually been working with David Bird for over 7 years. And we failed for the first 5 years. We didn't know how to use that planner. And then I finally got it 2 years ago. And my husband was so pissed off that he wasn't going to walk the stage with me. So after 2 years, he finally got it. So I'm so proud of him. But I definitely want to go ahead and get into my story. If I haven't had a chance to meet you guys, my name is Van, and I build this business with my husband, Tuan. He's the other short person, the Asian short person somewhere around here. We have 2 kids, and our background was definitely not in beauty when we first got started in Nerium. My background was in the accounting field, and my husband had an insurance business. And we were at a point in our life where, anybody ever been broke? Be proud, we were broke too, right? When we were approached about Nerium, it was through really good friends of ours that we trusted, but when they showed us the information, I mean, they had no idea, really, they didn't have like the tools that we have today. They were literally telling us it was supposed to remove wrinkles, and as you guys know, I look like I am 20 years old. I'm a little bit older, but at the time I was 25, and she was approaching us about getting rid of wrinkles that I didn't even have yet. And so Tuan and I were like, I don't know how this product is really going to benefit us, and we really don't want to get into network marketing anymore because we had experience in the past, and it just didn't work out the way they planned it to be. So we ended up turning down the offer. Anybody reject the first offer? Right? See, the new people in the room, don't feel discouraged, because my husband and I, we walked out of the house pretty much in our head. We didn't say it, but in our head, we're like, hell no. We're not getting involved in Nerium. Sorry. So as we were leaving, they ended up giving us a bottle of Nerium. And being, you know, frugal Asians, we're like, okay, it's free. We can take it. But really in our head, we're like, we're not going to use it. I don't have any wrinkles to prove that it's going to work or not. So we ended up taking the bottle, and we left it on our countertop for 3 months. Anybody ever get their bottle stolen? Yay! That's a good sign. It could be a Tuan and Van out there, because we stole their bottle. We avoided their phone calls. We did not return their messages on Facebook because we just did not want to try the bottle. Because I felt like there was a sensor in there where if I pumped it once, they would call me and say, you owe me money on that bottle. So that's what I thought. So I never used it. Long story short, we got to a point in our life where financially, my husband and I literally lost everything. We were living with my mother-in-law. Any married people? Right? Okay. Well, I was pregnant, living with my mother-in-law. I love her to death, but I can't live with her. So we were at a point where I told my husband, we either move out or someone's going to die. So, and it wasn't going to be the pregnant one. So I love her. Trust me, I'm not saying anything bad about her. I'm grateful to her, but just to be in the same quarters, it wasn't working out. So we went off and we remembered Nerium, because I'm going to blame Vanessa Munger for a second, because she was actually the real reason why we really decided to take a deeper look, because she was bombing my phone, guys, in a good way, because we were good friends. And she was telling me to take a secret spot without telling my husband. She's like, don't worry, Van, just put $500 in. Don't tell Tuan. We won't say anything, right? And then it finally hit me when she got the car. That is what blew me away. And so Tuan and I, we said, you know what? The path that we're on right now, it's not working for our family, so we really need to go check out Nerium and see what the heck's going on. And I can just tell you guys what it's done for us. After 4 years being in the business, we're actually both now stay-at-home parents. We have 4 and a 7-year-old at home right now, and we get to spend every waking moments with our kids. I know they hate that, but my husband and I enjoy it. We get to watch them grow up. My kids are having a vacation away from us right now when they're not in St. Louis. They get to hang out with grandma and really enjoy life. And the best part about what Nerium's done for us, for me personally, was I grew up with a single mom to 7 kids. So I didn't have a silver spoon come in my mouth. I really had to work hard for everything that I had. and my mom as well. And I was so grateful to her that the biggest reason why I really wanted to have success in life was I wanted to help my mom out financially. And because of Nerium, it helped me fulfill a dream I had since I was 10. I actually was able to call my mom a few years ago and tell her to quit her job, and we'd give her a portion of our income every single month so that she never has to work again. So, I'm gonna switch this. So if you guys have a dream to retire a spouse, retire a parent, or whatever your goals are, I can tell you personally, Nerium can do it. And it's the most rewarding thing now that I told my mom so she wouldn't feel guilty taking money from me that I'm gonna pay her as a babysitter. But now she's comfortable with the income coming in every month that she starts ditching babysitting jobs to go party. Like I'll call up my mom like, Mom, you need to babysit the kids. She's like, oh, sorry, I'm going to a concert. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going to Starbucks with my friends. And I'm like, what do I pay you for? So anyways, okay, so I have the honor of actually sharing with you guys how to do a fast start game plan. Today, my goal isn't to motivate you because motivation leaves the door when you walk out. My goal is to share with you all the screw ups Tuan and I did to give you hope that you can make it on stage as well and be a top earner. So how do you guys feel about that? Okay, good. Okay, the more excitement you give me, the better I'll be because, I don't know, I get really nervous. And if I get lipstick on my teeth, because I'm not used to wearing lipstick, can someone just make this gesture so I know to clean it off? Thank you, Caroline. Just giving me an okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in. And guys, the Fast Start game plan is something that I'm really passionate about because I remember, anybody can relate to me, when I got started in this business, I didn't know what the heck we were doing. You know, we were learning and earning at the same time. And I remember that the Fast Start game plan I used to do used to be this massive rah-rah fest. Anyone relate to that? You're just so excited about the business that you vomit all over your newest brand partner and you tell them all your hopes and dreams of what this business is gonna do, not because for any other reason that you're just so excited that they join the journey with you and you know for a fact you can help them become successful, right? And what I realized is that doesn't work. It actually really overwhelms people. And through a lot of trials and error, we broke it down. And really, you guys have to understand what a fast start game plan is. It's really getting someone started fast, meaning make them do something that will gear them towards getting a paycheck. So let's go into the first slide. Okay. So why is a fast start game plan so important? Again, it's to show someone how to get paid and promoted. That's the #1 language you should always have coming out of your mouth, because if you're getting people paid and promoted, people are becoming successful, and in turn, you will eventually rise because of all of that success. And #2, you want to show them, not tell them. Because I remember when I used to do it, I used to be, oh my gosh, this is what you had to do. This is why you got to do it. No. Overwhelming information. And by the time an hour goes by, they're like, well, what do I do? And they kind of just walk away, and you call them back a week later and they disappeared and went into witness protection, right? Because you overwhelm them with too much information. So that's where today I'm going to show you exactly what I do in a game plan. And I just want to share with you guys one thing I want everyone to walk out of this door remembering is embrace your mistakes. You are going to make a ton of them, and it's not a negative thing. It actually helps you grow to become better. Because I can tell you guys, I screwed up so much, and I am so grateful to our team that they forgave us, because I think back of 4 years ago of how I was like as a leader when I first got started, I wouldn't even want to follow me. So I can tell you guys that just know you're going to make tons of mistakes, and it's not determining your success or your failure. It's really just teaching you what not to do and what to do, okay? So next is I utilize the Success Planner. If you have not opened it, you are already behind. And as a quote-unquote expert at the game plan, what I like to do is I like to have a lot of copies on hand. You can go into the back office and print up the 5-step sheet. I think it's called Rank to Senior Brand Partner, or they might have changed the name. But either case, you want to have them on hand. And what you want to do is when a brand new brand partner gets started, you want to book these game plans within 24 to 48 hours. Guys, the best way is usually in person. If not, I love technology now. Anybody heard of Zoom? Zoom has saved my life, because the moment someone gets started, Obviously, you get notification. I call them right away to welcome them so that they know they have support. And number two, I'll ask them, did someone book a game plan with you? If not, I take it upon myself to just go ahead and do it. I don't wait around and hope someone will do it. I'm just going to take charge and say, you know what, I've already gotten contact. That means I was meant to talk to them, so I'm going to go ahead and book the game plan. You want to go ahead and do it right away, because the longer you hold off, the more the birds start to talk to your new brand partners and tell you it's a pyramid scam or the product is poison. They start to say all these negative things, and it takes the excitement of the new brand partner down. But if you sit down with them within 24 to 48 hours, they'll actually get a plan in place, and all you're doing is now executing the plan with them. So that's why it's so crucial to do it within 48 hours. So the first step I would do is, if I had someone here, I wish I had Tuan come up with me as my prop, but if I had someone with me, I would sit with them. The first thing I would do is get them connected. Have them text the 59769. I normally know it, but when I'm on stage, I don't know anything. So have them text that number, and you want them to read the confirmation back to you to ensure that they got the text message. And number two, you want to ask them, do you know who your uplines are? Guys, the number one thing that I get when I actually call through our organization is people telling me that they didn't realize they had more people they can work with besides the person that sponsored them. So you got to make sure that they're aware who their upline support is, because it's not about you, it's about them. You got to give them access to as much success as possible so that they can win their dreams and their goals that they set out for themselves when they signed up for this business. So that's very crucial. Okay, this part is something that I want to spend a little bit of time on, because I think a lot of people tend to skip through this portion because it's an uncomfortable question to ask people. It's really difficult to ask people, why is it so, what's in it for you to join this business? The why is what's going to cause their success or their failure. And if you can't help them identify it right away, that's the reason why they quit the business within the first month. And guys, the why, what I love about this is it helps you get to know your new brand partner. And one thing that I learned about this business is that people don't want to work with strangers, they want to work with family, right? So you want to feel connected to your new brand partner. So this is a question I love to spend time on, and you want to ask key questions to pull it out of you. I actually had someone come up to me. She witnessed me do a game plan, and she heard the questions that I was asking, and she did it on one of her brand partners, and her brand partner started to cry. And I go, oh my gosh, that's so perfect. You want them to cry. That's the goal, is you want them to cry, because the moment they cry, you know you hit something in their heart. You know you tugged at a heartstring that got them emotional. That's what really drives them to continue to proceed forward in life. That's the ultimate goal when you're asking someone their why. Don't say, what's your why? When someone says that, they're going to be like, make money? You know what I mean? It's not in depth. The type of questions I like to ask is, what bothers you at night before you go to bed? What do you think about? What stresses you out? If there was if the obstacle of money and time wasn't in the way, what would you ultimately like to accomplish for you? If they're single, for you. What is it that you've always dreamt of wanting to do, but you feared saying it because you didn't believe it was going to happen? Or what do you believe that you can do if you had all the money in the world and all the time? What is that? I start asking them simple questions like that to figure out what is it that motivates them. What is it that makes them cry, because that means it stresses them out and I can help them in the future with that. And really just asking things like that to dissect what is their why. And guys, I promise you, if you get someone to cry, they're going to be 10 times more committed to this business because they felt that you cared about them. There's this beautiful saying that I live by, is that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So start caring about your brand partners, because they are the ones that are going to make you the most success in this business. Because I've heard people tell me, oh, an hour game plan, that's too much time. Guys, an hour? I would love to spend 6 hours with the new person if I could, but I didn't want to overwhelm them. An hour for them and you showing them what to do is totally worth it, because this is a lifelong journey that you're going to grow with them. So you can at least give them 1 hour of your time to really engage and learn why they're doing this, so that you can understand what's motivating them, okay? So everyone get the why, right? If you are struggling with that, I have one thing that I want to share with you guys that always works 100% of the time. Okay, so I'm gonna actually draw a picture for you guys. So if you want, close your eyes so it'll be more realistic to you. So guys, imagine this. There's two buildings, as you can see, and I want to thank Tuan for his artistic work because I don't know how to doodle. He drew this all out for me. But close your eyes for a second and imagine there's two buildings that are both 100 stories high. Let's say you're standing at the edge of it. You look over. Guaranteed instant death if you fall, right? Nobody wants to jump off those buildings. Well, there's no windows and there's no doors to it. The only way that you can get from one side to the other is there's a tight rope that connects the two that are 4 miles wide. Okay? Now, if the only way to get past there, then this is you, right? So everyone always says money motivates people, okay? So let me ask you guys this. Okay, one building, sorry, I don't know all the slides. I'm so nervous that I don't remember the order of my slides, but one building is called your current reality, which is where the brand partner is sitting right now. The second building is called your dreams. That's where you're trying to get them to, okay? So everyone always comes in and says, I want to make money. Well, imagine yourself on one building, that little doodle person, that's you. If I told you there was $100 waiting on the other building, you just had to get on that tightrope, go over there and risk your life, would you go over there and get that $100? No, right? Okay, so maybe the amount of money, what about $1,000? 10,000. Okay, well, then money can never be the reason why someone wants to be successful, because that's not going to motivate you to get on that rope. Do you guys know what that rope represents? That's your Nerium business. This is why people don't build it, because they think money is going to motivate them, but it's not. So guys, what if we replace the money with the people you love the most? Your kids, your husband, your parents. Imagine that right now. And to make it even worse, the building is on fire. Right? Don't put someone you hate on that building right now, okay? Think about someone you love, okay? What would you do? Would you even question getting on that rope? No, you would get on there. You wouldn't even look back. What if the rope was on fire? You would tie a cape around and fly across the building, right? You would figure it out, like this business. If the why was so strong to you, the excuses would go away. You would not look back. You would go straight ahead. And when obstacles got in the way, you would figure it out because that why was so powerful to you. Okay? So did I get my point across of why? Okay. So if you're in this room and you think money is going to motivate you, I encourage you guys tonight after the white party, think about your why when you're flying home. What's really going to motivate you and encourage you to go forward? Not allow any excuse to stop you. That burning rope represents urgency. It means do it now. Don't wait next week. Don't wait next month. Don't wait next year. Because when you do that, it's gone. The dream is gone. Out of sight, out of mind. You got to get something so urgent to your heart that you will be doing it in that moment. Even though you feel discouraged, you're going to say, you know what? I don't care. It's for my kids. It's for my parents. It's for my family. I'm going to do it now. Okay? Okay, second step is set the goal. And guys, everything is all in your language. You're either transferring good beliefs or bad beliefs to a new brand partner, and it's all in your attitude, how you talk to them. You cannot be questionable when you approach someone. You have to have confidence, posture. You need to make sure that when you talk to someone, you act. Even though you might not know, you act like you know what you're doing, right? And you sit down with them and say, our first goal is to help you get your first rank advancement through Fast Start qualification. And who's excited that you get 2 ways to Fast Start now? That's incredible. This is a huge deal because we have tons of people in our team. For whatever reason it is, they can sign up so many customers, but they struggle with recruiting. And I'm so grateful to the company to allow 2 ways to Fast Start qualify. And guys, how I share it with someone, I just say, our first goal in 30 days, I know you'll knock it out in 2 weeks, but we're going to help you Fast Start qualify. And you know what that means? That just gives you more money in your pocket to pay back the cost that you invested in this business. And they end up getting really excited because who doesn't want to make back their investment faster? So you want to go ahead and schedule that. Let them know that you can get 3 brand partners or 9 preferred customers, and they get $150 extra on top of what they're already going to get paid to do this goal. And just remind them as well, guys, just say, hey, look, we're going to work our tail off. But just remember, if you don't hit it, that's okay, because you didn't come into this business for one rank. And that's what I usually share with the brand partner. Then I go ahead and I walk them straight into a real results party. Anyone ever struggle with booking real results party? 2 reasons why. Number 1, either you had a bad experience, or number 2, they had a bad experience. And I like to address that, and I flat out tell them, hey, how we help you launch your business is we're gonna do 2 in-home parties. I don't say anything different. I don't give them any other options. I don't say, oh, how do you feel about a party? Are you comfortable doing a party? I don't say anything like that. I just say, you know what, how we help you launch your business, we're gonna help you book 2 in-home parties, and I encourage you to do it before the end of this week or as soon as possible so that we can help you knock out your goals. And if you ever get someone that is reluctant, what I like to do is ask a lot of questions. So what's the reason why you're not comfortable doing a party? Did you have a bad experience with one? What was your perception of the last party that you participated in? And they'll normally tell you like, oh, it's too salesy, and I didn't really like the vibe of it. And what I like to do is, well, here's the great thing in Nerium. Our parties are all about having fun with your friends and family with no pressure. And we have this tagline that my husband and I like to tell people is, our goal is to help you get the Nerium 15. And they always say, what's a Nerium 15? Well, in the first year, we want you to gain 15 pounds from partying. Anybody gain weight when they first joined? I know we did. I put on like 10 pounds, Tuan put on 15, because all we did was went to a wine and cheese party, and after about 6 months, we're like, we don't need to eat all the cheese and crackers. We can eat the fruit and just drink water, because we started gaining some weight. But I always tell them, our goal is to help you gain the first 15 pounds in your business, because that's going to show that you're successful in this business with your friends. So that's the goal, is to help you do that. And they usually get really excited about that for some reason. So if you ever need help with that, honestly, just ask them questions, because the more you know about why they're struggling with something, the better you can combat and answer. So make sure you ask them, why are you uncomfortable? 100% of the time, if they are the right person, I get them to do the party, and the parties are usually very successful. And I hope you guys heard that part, if they're the right person, because there's just going to be some people that are just so stubborn and won't do anything as much as you try to guide them through. And what I always go is love them and let them go. That's the way you got to operate this business. Second step, or step number 4, I like to go through this briefly, where I just kind of explain to them, break down how we build this business. And I keep it really simple. I just say, let's say I'm using Kathy. I'll use Kathy. I'll say, hey, Kathy, this is you. Your only job is to contact your contact list. Who's your contact list? It's your network of people, your old coworkers, your neighbors, your family, your friends, you know, the dry cleaning lady, the grocery store clerk that you always talk to. Those are your contact list. Your only job in this business is to call them up and get them so interested in learning learning about the company, and have them watch a third-party tool. And I'll give them examples. I'll say, you know what, if you, Kathy, you're a mom of 2, or a 2-year-old, so you're busy. I just tell her, like, Kathy, I know you have a little one, so you got to keep it simple. The phone call is about 5 minutes, and this is how all it should sound like. Hey, Kathy, how are you? How's your daughter? Awesome. Hey, I wanted to ask you a quick question. I'm really excited about something that's going to help my husband and I become stay-at-home parents. Is there any way I can send you some information, have you check it out, and let me know if there's anybody that comes to mind you can help me with? That's it. Pretty simple, right? And I always tell Kathy, did you notice I didn't say Nerium? I didn't tell Nerium AD, NAA, it's antioxidant. I didn't explain any of that. All I did was I told them how excited I was, what it was going to do for my family, and I asked them to take a look to refer. That's a key question. If you guys start telling people like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever, I want you to sign up with me, they already prejudged it in that language. But I guarantee, if you open it up by saying, if you can just check it out and let me know if there's anybody you can refer, their mind is actually more open when they take a look at the information, because it was so indirect that they're open to absorbing the information. And guess what? They can end up becoming a brand partner, a preferred customer, or in a lot of cases, we get tons of referrals through asking that question. But before, what I noticed is when I would just assume, they would cut me off right away, and they wouldn't even refer me because they felt that I was too aggressive, and they didn't want me to be aggressive to their friends, so they wouldn't even give me referrals. So that's how I teach people to approach, and I say, once they are excited, you want to go ahead and connect them with a 3-way call. And this is my way of explaining why 3-way calls are so effective. Has anyone ever Google searched their opinion or their symptoms when you're sick? And you get like, you have cancer or something? Or am I the only one that does that? Like if I have a cough, I have bronchitis, or if I have a rash, I have like liver cancer or something. I mean, you go on Google, right? So I tell my brand partners like, hey, do you have like a quirky family member that if you happen to hang out with them and you started coughing and displayed some symptoms, they start Google searching it and they tell you like, hey, this is the disease you have right now. And what's the first thing you do? You look at them like, you crazy, you're not a doctor, right? So I always tell people, you're essentially the crazy wannabe doctor right now when it comes to Nerium. And I said, this is why your information, your voice, is not valid to your prospects right now, because they know your background, they know you have nothing to do with skincare, and so they're not going to trust what you're going to say to them. They want the quote-unquote doctor, and that's what the three-way expert represents, is the doctor, the expert of Nerium, because they don't know him for anything more than what you say they are. If you say they're successful in Nerium, that's all they know him for, so they're going to trust their answers more than yours because they know the good, the bad, the ugly, the times you were pissed off, the times that you were happy, the times that you got angry at someone. They saw all that, and so they're not going to trust you as a business professional right away. So you want to utilize these three-way calls because it will help you. That's how I explain to someone how this business works, and I flat out tell them, you do any more than that, you just complicate your success and you will slow it down. So just keep it that simple, and I let them know you will screw up, but that's okay. I don't think anyone can screw up as bad as Tuan and I. We actually made our first sit down ever in Nerium cry. It was a guy. We literally locked him in our room at 1 o'clock at night and we hounded him to join skincare. And he literally broke down in tears telling us he didn't want to join Nerium. And then at 3 in the morning, we finally said, it's okay, you can go home now. So if you guys have not made someone cry yet, you definitely haven't beat Tuan and I. Okay. Next step, which is the most crucial step, is building your list. Guys, this is the roadmap to your business. This is where your reality becomes dreams. Anybody ever take a road trip? Okay, a lot of you guys. Do you guys just get in the car and say, oh, we'll figure out how to get there? Or do you have a map or GPS tell you how to get there? A map, right? Well, if you're a new brand partner and you don't have a list going, that means you're blindly trying to get to New York and you never got there. You know what's going to happen? You're probably going to drive in circles for 24 hours and finally say, you know what, it's not working, let's just go home, right? So if you don't have a list going, you better get in your hotel room, pull out a blank sheet of paper or even the notebook or the success planner and start filling out names in there, because that is your roadmap to success. It's going to tell you who you're going to reach out to, who you need to reconnect with. It's really going to show you how to build this business, because this business is about sharing the information. And if you don't have people written down, who are you sharing it with? You can't stare in the mirror and hope it's going to happen. You got to go out and talk to your people. So you got to go make a list. And the best thing about this is they even break it down for you so you can categorize it and make it simple. That's what I love about this. I'm a mom of 2. I'm super busy. I don't have time to think. Half the time, I don't even know how to spell my name, and it's only 3 letters because I'm all foggy from being a mom of 2 from little ones, right? So what I love about Nerium is when you go to make that list, they even give you RRP, which is your party, PPS, which is dropping off a bottle, sharing by playing a video or sending them a video, or sit down. You can literally write their name down and check off what category they fall into. And guys, there's one category that I guarantee that if you add this to your list making, it usually helps someone get to 100. It's not on here, but I call it the reconnect list. And I always tell everyone, this is going to be the biggest list you're going to make, because these are all the people you feel uncomfortable reaching out to because either you lost touch with them or you, for whatever reason, you don't feel like they're a friend. And these are the people I'm going to teach you how to reconnect with them, establish relationship, and then go ahead and contact them to share Nerium with them. So I guarantee if you just add that one portion to helping someone make a list, you can easily get them to make a list of 100 names. It works 100% of the time for me when I do that with them. And then you help them do the product prospecting list depending on what kit they pick and what products they're going to be using. And then the last thing is the most crucial part. All of my game plans only last about 30 minutes. The last 30 minutes is when I actually help them make the calls. That is so crucial. I've seen so many game plans where we just tell people what to do, and then you say, oh, go at 'em, boy. You know, and they sit there and they're like, oh my gosh, the phone weighs 2,000 pounds. I can't pick it up. I don't know what to do. what I absolutely enjoy doing and actually really excites me is I help a new brand partner make phone calls. You know how excited they are when you help them get one confirmation to their party? Or do you know how excited they are when you help them book their first sit down? They have so much confidence because can you imagine if you send a new person home by themselves to make that call and they get their first no? They go and wallow in the pain for a couple of days. But what I do is when they get their first no, I celebrate them. I tell them, yes, you're on track. I got like 50 no's our first time. So you getting one, that's incredible. Can you imagine how excited they'll feel? Because they have someone cheering them on, being their cheerleader. You can't send them home and hope that they'll figure it out and get excited like you. They haven't seen what you've seen. You've got to be able to be there to guide them and be their sponsor. That is what a key to being a good sponsor is, guiding your people through the motion. It drives me insane when I see people not help them, and because I look at a baby brand partner like literally my baby. Can you guys imagine? I'm gonna pick on Damien for a second. If Amber just popped out their baby and like, good luck, go feed yourself, right? We don't do that, so we can't treat our brand partners like that. You gotta see your brand partners as if they're babies. They need guidance. They need their bottles given to them. You're not gonna give a brand new brand partner a bottle, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like that mentality of being a parent, you've gotta show them because they don't know what they don't know. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna play a clip for you guys. I actually did a Zoom game plan with a woman named Dawn. She's under Darrell Woo's team. Where's Darrell? Woo! Oh, there's Darrell. So I helped Darrell out with the game plan, and I want to kind of play with you guys a clip why it's so important to stay back and make phone calls with people. So if we can run the clip.
Do your parents know that you do Nerium?
Oh. No.
Okay. I'm going to have you call your mom.
Okay.
Have you invite your mom to your party.
Okay.
Okay, so I want you to go ahead and do it now. It will all be muted out, so you won't be able to hear the background noise. And definitely want you to know that you're doing great. Just proceed forward with that last invite you did with me because it was awesome. Okay?
All right.
Go ahead.
But mind you, she is one of those people that she asks a lot of questions because, it's your mom, right? So they ask lots of questions.
That's okay, because if your mom goes, well, what is it? Just say, Mom, I'll just email it to you. I can't really explain it. It's more visual than anything.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Okay.
Hello, how are you? Good. Hey, do you have anything going on Monday? Okay, well, I'm going to have a little get together and I'd like you to come over and, have some drinks and stuff with some of my friends. And, I think I've got an idea of a new program that will work for me for maybe to make some extra money. So do you think you can make it? 7 o'clock. 7. Yeah, at night. Well, maybe I could send you, or you know what? Next time you come over here, I will, I'll show you some information on it. Would that work? Okay. All right. I will do that then. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Well, I gotta let you go. I got something going on right here. So, but I'll definitely show this to you as soon as I get a chance to talk to you. Okay? All right. All right. Bye.
Okay, so that's one. So I'm going to tell you guys, before we made that phone call, I role played with her back and forth. And I had her invite me. I invited her. I used Darrell as an example. We were going back and forth until she felt comfortable to make that first phone call. And I don't think you guys heard it, but she said, she prejudged. She said, oh, my mom's the type that asks us all these questions. You guys notice she didn't even say one word? She just said, was it at night? That was it, right? So the guys, that's what you have to do is role play with your people so that they feel confident before they pick up the phone. And I give them scripts. I tell them, think about a girls' night in. How would you invite a girls' night in? That's one theme you can use. Don't keep people out of the dark though. Don't say, oh, a girls' night in, just come over. I always just say, it's a girls' night in. I want to share with you a product. Don't worry, it's not one of those things. Leave your wallet at home. I've had tons of people show up, and I even had one party where 10 guests showed up. 6 of them bought product and 1 got recruited, and all of them walked out the door saying, you told us not to bring our wallet and we're all spending money, right? Because they all come in with the expectation and an open mind that, okay, well, I'm not going to be pressured into it. And when they see the information, they're blown away by it and they go ahead and end up signing up anyways. That's the type of, I guess the feeling you want them to have is when they walk in the home, they're not like cramped up because they're like, oh my gosh, they're going to make me take out my checkbook. I can't afford this. You want them to come in going, okay, they don't expect me to buy anything. I'm going to be open to the idea of listening to the information, right? So that's how you want to do it. My other way of inviting to a party, guys, is your why. Your why is always powerful. What's the reason why you're doing it? My husband and I, when we called our friends, we were just like, hey, we found a way. I think this is going to help us be stay-at-home parents, get out of the financial hole we were in. And I just want you to come over, take a look at it. If there's anybody you can refer, I think it will really help me out. Can you do that for me? There's another way to invite people over. But don't say, oh my gosh, I have this incredible business I want to invite you to. You're going to do so well in it. Or I have this great product. You should buy it. It's going to need, you need it, right? You don't want to say stuff like that because then they come in with a closed mind because they're like, oh, she's going to convince me and sell me it's one of those parties again. Okay? So you want to keep it fun, keep it simple, keep it light because they're more likely to sign up. I've had more compliments from brand partners that sign up because they say, you know what, I'm signing up with you guys because I don't feel like you're like all the other companies. Okay? So the last call that I'm going to share with you guys was her first success. I don't leave someone until I get at least one confirmation at their party. So I just want to go ahead and show you the last call that she made, and she actually helped herself confirm one guest.
Hey, Kim, how's it going? Good, good. Hey, do you got anything going on Monday? Monday evening. Well, is Wednesday a better day? No? Okay. Okay. Well, I was hoping maybe that you might like to come over. I'm having a little get together, and I want you to check out something that I'm thinking about doing. Well, it's something that's kind of more visual than, that I can really, it's something you got to see. So, I was hoping maybe you could come over and take a look at it. And okay. Yeah, on Monday at 7. Yep. Yeah, probably about an hour or so. Okay. All right. Well, I'm really excited for you to come over. Okay, sounds great. Thanks, Kim. All right, bye. Wow, awesome. So she did ask me a question. She's like, what is it all about? And so I'm glad that you told me about the whole visual thing because then I would have really run it out the door.
You did awesome. So she confirmed for Wednesday?
It was Monday.
Monday. Awesome.
Monday. Mm-hmm.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
We need to get your first confirmation.
Okay, cool. So do you guys get my point why you should be making phone calls with them? See how excited she was? And I don't know if you caught that part where she said, I'm so glad you told me that because I totally would have flopped the whole thing, right? Can you imagine how many brand partners you've sent home and they flopped it and they felt like they were a failure? They didn't have anyone next to them cheering them on. That's why you want to go ahead and make phone calls. And just to give you guys an update, I booked 2 Real Results party with Dawn. She actually recruited her first person from one of her parties. And what her exact words were, oh my gosh, I couldn't even imagine that person signing up because I thought they would have never done this. Right? That's why these game plans and working with your new brand partner is so crucial. And I'm not going to take credit for this. I actually give it all to Jeff Olson because I listened to his training, and it says be there to help them make their first 10 phone calls. And that's where I got it from, guys. We are working with the best of the best. I am totally over in time, but I want to close it out with this. Every single one of you guys in this arena, I can tell you from a personal story, if you're sitting there believing you cannot do it, take it from me, 4 years ago, so shy, would hide behind my husband all the time because I did not have confidence in me. If I could be standing on stage, I know for a fact every single one of you guys up in those bleachers can get down here and be a top earner. Don't allow someone's words, don't allow their opinion. My family of 6 siblings still think I do a pyramid scam till this day. So don't let their words determine where your family's future is going to go. You go out there, you kill it, and you screw up as much as you can because Napoleon Hill, he said it best. For every seed of failure, there's an equivalent seed of success waiting for you. So thank you guys.